Today, a wild garlic and mascarpone tagliatelle with bacon. Let's do it. So to make this unbelievably delicious and creamy wild garlic and mascarpone tagliatelle, we're going to start with our wild garlic. This stuff grows all over the UK between February and April and is absolutely delicious. You want to take your wild garlic, pop it into a bowl and give it a really good wash. So give it a rinse, drain away the water, and then you want to take a dry, clean tea towel and pat the wild garlic dry. It doesn't have to be bone dry, but just remove as much of that excess water as you can. Pop the wild garlic back into the bowl, pop that onto a chopping board, and using a really sharp knife, just chop your way through it roughly. We're going to be blending the sauce, but we want to give it a little bit of a helping hand. Stick it into a bowl and pop the wild garlic to one side, and now we can start to put together our sauce. And so we're going to want a clove of garlic and a blender. So remove the skin from the garlic and just chuck it in whole. With the garlic in, next the wild garlic. So pop in a good few handfuls, and next a beautiful fresh lemon. Cut off a nice few slices of the lemon and squeeze in some of the juice. And next we want the mascarpone cheese. So start with a couple of tablespoons and then some double cream. So pour in a good splash of the cream, and now we're ready to give it the first blending up. So pop on the lid, blitz that up for a few moments, and once you're done, we can stuff in some more wild garlic and give it another good blitzing up. And this sauce really doesn't have a definite recipe. You can make it stronger by using more wild garlic. You can make it creamier with more mascarpone. After the second go, add another few tablespoons of your mascarpone, blitz that up for a few moments. You want to give it a little stir and give it a taste. At this point you can season, so add a good pinch of salt, a few twists of freshly ground black pepper, and then you want to grate in some Parmesan cheese. So grate in a nice handful, and then you want to give it another really good blending up until it's beautiful, silky and smooth. Once you're done, give your sauce a really good stir, give it a taste, make any adjustments you need at this point, but if you're good, pour it out into a bowl, and then you can stick that to one side ready to go. And there we have our beautiful, creamy wild garlic and mascarpone sauce. And so at this point we want to pop a pan on the hob and also get a saucepan ready to go. Turn the heat to medium, chuck in some pancetta, add a little dash of olive oil, and then we want to fry off the pancetta so it releases all of that beautiful pork fat, and we want to get it really nice and crispy. So fry away, and when your pancetta's beautiful and crispy, you want to remove that from the pan, but leave in all of that beautiful pancetta fat. Now pop your frying pan to one side, stick the saucepan on the heat, turn the heat up high, fill it with water, and then very importantly when cooking pasta, you want to heavily season the pasta water. We literally want that water as salty as the sea. Give the water a taste, and then once it's boiling away, chuck in your tagliatelle. And another trick with pasta, we want to cook it for about a minute and a half, 2 minutes less than the cooking time on the packet. And just to quickly address something, in previous videos I've had comments on the saltiness of the pasta water, but this is fundamental with pasta and really important. Only a tiny amount of water gets absorbed into the pasta when it cooks, so you need a high concentration of salt in the water because only a tiny bit of salt ends up in that pasta. And so once the pasta is ready, return the frying pan to the hob, turn the heat down, chuck in the tagliatelle, add a little splash of that pasta water, give it a good tossing up, and now we're ready for our sauce. So start with a couple of tablespoons, give it a really good stir, spend a minute to reduce it down so it's nice and unctuous, toss the pasta in that beautiful wild garlic and mascarpone sauce, adjust with any more sauce if you need, a few twists of freshly ground black pepper, and when it's beautiful and creamy, give it one last good tossing up and we're good to go. So pour your tagliatelle out onto a plate, and then we finish by scattering over our crispy pancetta, a few twists of freshly ground black pepper, give it a really good grating of your Parmesan, and there we have a beautiful creamy wild garlic and mascarpone tagliatelle with bacon. All that's left to do is to get stuck in. So give it a try, and I'll see you next time.